Hello, everybody.
Hi, everyone. I am Rachelle Dené Poth, and I am really excited about my newest book that is officially here, available for you to order, called Things I Wish I Knew. And it has stories from 50 educators from around the world. And I say things I wish I knew, but it also has stories about things that I wish administrators knew, things I wish students knew, things I wish people knew about education. It was just a starter and a prompt. And so I'm very thankful to have so many educators contribute stories. And I wanted to share their pictures here with you. And they are also pictured in the back of the book. And I hope that people will pick up a copy of the book that you can get on Amazon or through EduMatch, because all of the stories that are shared in here really help me to reflect. Putting them together was really beneficial for my own practice, but just the power of sharing our stories with everyone. And I think it's so important that we take time to tell each other what we're experiencing, what we're going through in our schools, how we're feeling, for example. And the more that we do that, the better that we can connect with one another. And so I hope that you will pick up a copy of this book, Things I Wish Knew, and share it with your colleagues, with people who are not even in education, and just really learn from the experiences of everybody who shared in here, starting with things I wish I knew when I started teaching, things I wish students knew about learning, things I wish teachers knew about taking risks and the power of mentoring, to things that I wish administrators knew about teachers' experiences. And the flip side, there are things that administrators wish that we knew as teachers about the work that they're doing. And so I hope that you will grab a copy of my newest book and learn from all of the educators who shared their experiences with all of us. Thank you, and keep on learning and growing.
Wow, Rachelle, that was powerful.
Well, thank you, Mel. I appreciate that. And, at first I was like, please let me not be wearing the same shirt because I always worry about that. So, no, it's really an exciting book. It's been in a process for a while, and just thankful for all the people that have shared stories. It was a massive undertaking to put it all together, but I know out of all the books I've written, the ones that I really love, and I love all the books, but these ones where it's not just my story, it's other people's stories and their experiences, and how important it is to share that with everybody else, and how good it is for our own growth to reflect on what we're doing. And this book is yeah, I'm really excited about today. Like, I don't know, there's no words. And to see everybody else's excitement about it, who contributed to it, and had parts all along the way, from editing and Dr. Sarah and her support, and EduMatch family, and focus group, and people who share their artistic talents in the story. So yeah, I'm excited, and I love the month of December for books. So
Yes.
Thanks, Mel. Thanks, Dr. Sarah. Thanks, Silas.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so if you're just tuning in and you don't know, today was amazing because we launched the third December baby of Rachelle to join her other December babies. And this one is Things I Wish I Knew. And if you we'll end and I'll share the video again because it was powerful. It was the best introduction ever. But congratulations, because your book launched with two #1 releases on Amazon, one in educator objective and aims, and one in mentoring. And so I just want to say congratulations to you. I probably butchered that, but yes. And thank you, Dr. Sarah, for joining us. And if you don't know, I'm the ambassador of EduMatch. So this is great. And I love going live with you. So let's talk a little bit about the book. I know we're not going to be on long today. We're going to celebrate a little bit tomorrow, even longer. So we'll tell you all about that. But tell us about the process, or anything you want us to really know about Things I Wish I Knew.
Yeah, the process, it's a couple of years ago, I just had these different ideas and was thinking about, my classroom. And I ran this, the book that came out last December, True Story, Lessons from That One Kid. I started to think about all of the experiences, thank you, that I've had over the years, whether they've been good, bad, in between, and what I've learned from them. And I literally started to make a list, and I typed it into the Google document, and I had this running list. And my students were saying, like, how do you come up with these ideas for these books? And I said, well, sometimes they're just from experiences with you. And they say, have you ever been upset with a student, or have you ever lost it? Or they ask a lot of different questions. And I'm like, well, yeah. And what do you do with that? I said, well, I think about, what was my response? Why did I respond that way? What did I do after that interaction? And what did I learn from that I can take away and improve upon? And then how can I share that with others? So that's where the true story came from. But at the same time, I found myself, and I know we've all said this, like, I wish I knew. And I've been on podcasts and I've talked in conversations with you, and like, how many times I wish I knew something. People will say, well, what about project-based learning? I'm like, I thought I was doing that. I wish I knew before. Or the power of relationships and getting to know students. I'm like, yeah, I really wish I knew that when I first started teaching. And it just became this long list of like, what are these things that I wish I knew throughout all these phases of my career? So I put a prompt out there with things I wish ... knew, just like the title, and left it open. And I invited other people to participate and submit for both of the books at the same time. So it was a little bit interesting fielding those, but it's okay. I had a system
Wait,
better this
stop.
time. What?
You were writing this and that book at the same time?
And my world language educators book. Yeah.
Which I see right behind you. Oh my goodness.
I know. Yeah. It's that one. I forgot that was back there. I guess I like to write them in, because you don't get writer's block, you just shift to another one. But people's stories were coming in. And then the process became like, okay, how do I fit this together? And I honestly thought about dividing it up. Thanks, Sarah. Yeah, from the queen of multitasking, for sure. Hey, Julie, thanks for being part of this. Then I just started to kind of pull it in together. Like, this could really be two books. And I did think about having it be a book that was focused on things I wish I knew when I started teaching. And for that component, and then a book for like administrators, tech coaches, anybody else in education, parents, students. But then I pulled it back in together, and I did divide it into parts. But just reading the stories, and I can't tell you like how many times I'd read it and I go, oh my gosh, yeah, I wish I would have read this story. Or I'd tell the people who submitted, like, man, I wish I would have known that. And thinking about all of these people we have coming into education, even teachers who've been teaching for a while, and new experiences with the past year and a half, and embracing technology and taking risks, dealing with challenges that we've dealt with, like December 11th. There's a really powerful story in there about not December 11th. Geez, oh man, I'm thinking September 11th. Goodness.
Right.
My mind is on December now. We're talking about December.
I was
That's
with
September
you.
11th. I know. In my mind, I was like seeing it, but then I'm thinking December. So forgive me for that one. But on that day, and dealing with that as an administrator, and other things like as administrators. So there's advice for and from administrators, things we wish students knew about learning, things that we wish parents knew about education. And then there's a lot of fun things towards the end from good friends, Dr. Tatul and Justin Schleider, and our friend Melissa Hayes, who shared, after pandemic teaching, things I've learned, and then just a bunch of different things they wish people knew about education. And it involves a lot of people, and it really gives you pause to think about, your own experience, also to realize like you're not alone in what you're feeling. And maybe it's something that you haven't experienced yet. So you're going to be like, wait a minute, I've read this story about I need to be connecting with others, or I need to have a mentor, or I need to make time for students, and the curriculum can wait. So that's what I love the most about this book. And, out of all the books that I've written, I really love this book just for the fact that there are 50 different educators that shared stories in it. And there's something there for everybody, whether or not they're in education. I mean, you can pick this book up, and I'm sure that you can apply it to your line of work, whatever it is that you do, for when you started in your career, or how your role is as somebody who is, in a leadership position, for example, or you're with your colleagues. There is definitely something there for everyone. So that was a really long answer to your first question.
That's great. No, and it kind of answered what do you want readers to know. So I'm going to skip to this question. How has this book changed you or your perspective as the author? Or as the even
Yeah.
though there's 50 vignettes, you are the author,
Yeah,
correct?
the biggest thing is like it increased my awareness of what others experience. And education can be an isolating profession. Others can't have, there it is there, Brad too, he says it.
Mhm.
It can be an isolating profession. And for me, for many years, like I kept myself isolated, and I've written that about that in other books. But in this book, I am a little bit more vulnerable with some of my own personal experiences. And I think people will understand a little bit more about like why I do what I do and why I love what I do so much. But it helped me to understand, like, for an example, like Dr. JC Maslick has a story in there about like administrators love to be in your classroom. And, there is that discomfort. You like, oh, what are they going to think when they come past my room and the students are like moving around and it's
Yeah.
noisy, but like they want to
Mhm.
see learning happen and they want to be in your classrooms, and they often can't because they're pulled in so many directions. The different challenges that they face in the work that they do, and we don't always see it. And us as teachers
Mhm.
too, like we don't always show and share with our students like what we're going through because we feel like we shouldn't. But there are times that we have to be real, we have to be authentic, and we have to be vulnerable, because that's like, one, we're learning whenever we're going through that, and we're showing our students and those we lead and learn with that it's okay.
Mm.
And for me, for years I felt like I can't show that I'm struggling with classroom management or that I'm not balancing everything. And it was when I read Daring Greatly by Brene Brown, and I quoted her in one of my first books. It's like, it's that power of sharing your story of, it comes from a Teddy Roosevelt speech about entering into the arena, and like
Mhm.
you do the best you can, and you can prepare, but you can't always be prepared, and you have to be willing to fail, but you do so while daring
Mm.
greatly. And it's that power of vulnerability. And so reading everybody else's experiences helped me to think through what I've been doing. And I mean, I've learned, I can't tell you how many times I read this book and these stories. Um, but every single time I go through it, I just think like, wow, like, yes, this is something I wish I knew. And I hope that any educator picks this up. Administrators pick this up for their teachers, new teachers in pre-service programs, especially at this time of the year, just to have a refresher. Like Sydney from Tennessee, one of my good friends that I've met, graduated last year, first year teacher, dove into teaching first grade in a pandemic teaching year, getting her master's, and she wrote about things that she wished she knew when she started teaching. So there's a lot of different voices, backgrounds, years of experience in education, roles in education, and yeah, it's jam packed, I will say. So I'm thankful for all of the people that shared in this and are part of this. Yeah,
Yeah, and from the social media posts that I've seen all over Facebook and Twitter, your contributors are super excited to be a part of this
yeah,
project as well. I just want to say congratulations on what can be a tremendous conversation starter. These are the
mm,
conversations that will unify us and bring us together, as opposed to what we see a lot of times where we don't come from a place that we understand each other and we're not willing to. So I think this is just like Dr. Sarah said, it is super powerful. And want to thank everybody. Brad, I love your comments. Vulnerability is a risk worth taking. It invites others closer and gives permission for them to be vulnerable too. And you do a very good job of that, Rachelle, inviting
thank
people
you.
to share their stories and to be changed by the stories. So yes, I love it
Yeah,
too. Congratulations. Are we giving a book away tonight?
we're giving 2 books away
2?
tonight.
Oh my
Two
gosh.
books
Okay,
away tonight.
so
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know if you saw all the comments, but if you are wanting to win a free book, we're going to choose a random comment. So bring them in a little bit more. And yeah, so, and if you're out of this country, we'll probably have to send you a digital version. Sorry. That's just the way that we indie authors go. I think like we can call ourselves indie authors, right? Yeah. Dr. Sarah,
Yeah.
correct me if I'm wrong.
And you know what we could do too? If anybody joins in on Twitter and like retweets or something, we can pick from there
Ooh,
later too, like a little bit of because people might watch this a little bit later and say, hey, so if you're watching it later, and then tomorrow night when we have our show, we have Livia Chan on and Andrew Easton and some of
mhm.
the other contributors. Brad's going to join, as
Yay,
well as a
Brad.
few others. But I plan to give a book away tomorrow as well, because that I think would be a
Yay.
fun
Okay,
thing to
so
do.
yeah, so give us a shout out if you see the replay. Okay, I am going to be scrolling up. Close your eyes and pretend like you can't see where I am and tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Okay. It was Silas
Silas,
would have been
all right.
epic. So maybe this could be epic, Silas. I hope it's. So Silas, congratulations. You win your copy of The Things I Wish I Knew. I have a copy of it, but it's on my phone. I went digital because I knew it was going to take forever to ship here to Alaska. So I'm like, I just want to know it. Congratulations, Silas. You win. Show the book. Can you show the book? Can you put it high so we can see it?
I can. Yeah.
It's a super beautiful book. Put it just a little bit closer. Thank you. I love it.
Not
Your covers
Teresa,
are
though.
always so great.
Well,
What?
I tell you what, the this cover, like two of the other ones, I had one of my students do, and then the one, I cut up the cover of the first one, but for this one, I was kind of flying solo, so I
Mhm.
came up with some mock-ups, and I did the style of the writing. I liked it, but the amazing team with EduMatch came up with a more perfected copy, which I absolutely
Nice.
love. I was talking to Scott Noons today, who also contributed some stories in this, and he said he thinks this is his favorite cover. And I said, I think I
Aww.
love the first one because the student created, but I do really like this cover. And if I could share one more thing really quick.
Yes.
So I've been sharing
Sure,
out
yeah.
some, in the video, I shared everybody's pictures because I want people to see. It was something that somebody suggested. And I thought, you know what, that's a great idea. So in the back of the book, everybody's pictures that contributed are in the back of the book. So you can read the story and you
Aw.
can see and connect, and everybody's Twitter hashtags or Twitter, Twitter handles are on there. And so you can connect with everybody who contributed and just learn from them too and share your stories.
I love that so much. Oh, we have 2 books to give away, so we can give away another one, can't we?
Can
You wanna give away another one?
we can, or do we wait until like somebody tweets something after they've watched?
Okay, okay, that's what you said. I'm so
We
sorry.
could.
I was
And if
wrong.
and if
Tweet, the other
not,
book goes out.
yeah, and if
Go.
not, we'll do two tomorrow.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
Facebook
'cause we're gonna have a
user.
yes. Oh my goodness. I wonder if it's Amanda. Oh, somebody that's a part of the book. This is a mystery. Maybe we should only do yes or no questions and, figure out who it is. Yes. I wanted to say we are going to have a big celebration tomorrow. Please join us again on most of the same channels that you see us. And we're going to talk with another author, but also we're going to have more contributing authors. We're going to play some fun games. We're going to talk about the 59 books that Rachelle has written. And you might have to guess which one it is. Oh, it's JC. No, we can't. We can't see it.
We
JC,
can't.
oh my goodness. It's so good that you joined us. Yes. All right.
Oh
Well,
my
are there
gosh.
any last words that you would like to share before we leave, my friend?
Just a few. I would very much like to thank Dr. Sarah Thomas, who for years has just been an inspiration for so
Mhm.
many and for so many reasons. And none of
She's
this will be
awesome.
possible without her. A community of educators and EduMatch, this EduMatch books and publishing in this community that we have. And so she's truly, truly amazing. And I don't know what I would do without her in my life, because I don't know. I'm,
I
I'm
would be
very
lost.
grateful for her. I know. And for everybody behind the EduMatch team who provides all the support, that for sure. And then everybody who's contributed and shared the stories, because it takes vulnerability to put the stories out there, and you don't know how it's going to be received, but you never know who it's going to impact and who needs to hear it. So that's all.
That is. And I'm just going to end with a little song I wrote for you.
Okay.
Happy book birthday to you. Happy book birthday to you. Happy book birthday, dear Rachelle. Oh, wait. For the things I wish I knew.
Yay.
That's where it was a little different.
That was
Yay!
beautiful. I love it. Love it. Love it.
All right, guys, if you missed the video at the beginning, here it is. It's amazing. And we'll see you hopefully again tomorrow if you want to join us for some fun and games. But here, okay.
Hi, everyone. I am Rachelle Dené Poth, and I am really excited about my newest book that is officially here, available for you to order, called Things I Wish I Knew. And it has stories from 50 educators from around the world. And I say things I wish I knew, but it also has stories about things that I wish administrators knew, things I wish students knew, things I wish people knew about education. It was just a starter and a prompt. And so I'm very thankful to have so many educators contribute stories. And I wanted to share their pictures here with you. And they are also pictured in the back of the book. And I hope that people will pick up a copy of the book that you can get on Amazon or through EduMatch, because all of the stories that are shared in here really help me to reflect. Putting them together was really beneficial for my own practice, but just the power of sharing our stories with everyone. And I think it's so important that we take time to tell each other what we're experiencing, what we're going through in our schools, how we're feeling, for example. And the more that we do that, the better that we can connect with one another. And so I hope that you will pick up a copy of this book, Things I Wish ... Knew, and share it with your colleagues, with people who are not even in education, and just really learn from the experiences of everybody who shared in here, starting with things I wish I knew when I started teaching, things I wish students knew about learning, things I wish teachers knew about taking risks and the power of mentoring, to things that I wish administrators knew about teachers' experiences. And the flip side, there are things that administrators wish that we knew as teachers about the work that they're doing. And so I hope that you will grab a copy of my newest book and learn from all of the educators who shared their experiences with all of us. Thank you, and keep on learning and growing.